And welcome to. Hold on.
Welcome.
Hold on, ready? This is when you're going to start. Ready? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gelatinous Noobs. New campaign. What, did you just make fun of me? All right, restart. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gelatinous Noobs.
Take 7.
Hello.
New campaign, new year, new us.
Same us.
Same us.
New us.
New
Which one of us is a doppelganger?
But thank you, Evan.
Me.
So, welcome to the era of Lost Hope, a new campaign here at Gelatinous Noobs. Excited to get that started. This time with audio. So, without further ado, I just wanted to let's introduce you guys.
Hi, I'm Paragon. I stream on Paragon's Odyssey. I play horror games.
Her name is actually Paragon too.
Yep.
My name is Kara. I sometimes stream on feral_froggy, and I stream here. I will be playing Lysandra.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I stream from this chair and sometimes once in a while that chair.
Hi, I'm Matt. Sometimes Game Master Matt. I've been on the internet before. And I'll be playing Dundarian the Dawnblade.
Howdy there. I'm Johannes Lysen. I'm in character too much. Hi, my name's Evan. I'm going to be playing a character in this campaign and another campaign in this chair. And the other chair too.
And I'm Ryan Reynolds. No, I'm your I'm your GM for this campaign, Mr. Michael Motorcycle.
Michael Motorcycle.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into a little bit of a recap, a little bit of a set play. Yeah, I know. Run it. And how you doing? Welcome to a Gelatinous Noobs. Strap right in because we're starting a new campaign, baby. I am going to be your dungeon master. My name is Michael. Nice to meet you. Hope you stick around and, just enjoy whatever the heck my silly little brain has come up with. So without further ado, let's get started. To give you a little bit of a backstory, we have 5 adventurers onto this tale, 3 of which are from foreign lands. Someone looking for their mother, someone looking for a friend, someone who's just trying to go on a gosh darn vacation. I mean, can you blame them? They're setting sail on the last volunteer trip to Illumia, a land that's been isolated, shrouded in mystery for several years. No one's entirely sure what's going on in there. There's no form of communication. Any ships that have been sent that way have just simply never returned. So, finally, after some time, a volunteer crew decided to make their way because if the government's not going to let them see what's going on there, well, they got to figure it out themselves. People have loved ones. People have reason. Some people just want to go back home. So that's where we meet 3 of our adventurers. As they board the ships, Illumia's Reprieve, the Turtleback Jack, and Paku's Fist. They set sail through uncertain waters into uncertain lands, getting to know the people aboard. After several days of travel, they find this bubble. It's the bubble that everyone is talking about. It's the bubble that isolates Illumia from everywhere else. The instant the ship touches the outside of it, gets sucked right in, unable to see the outside world, unable to communicate to anybody to shore. They're in it deep now. They have a pretty bumpy ride on the way there, to say the least. And, well, all the ships are destroyed, besides one that then gets catapulted into the shoreline, leaving most of the people dead or heavily injured. Luckily, our 3 adventurers, whether it be fate or using their own wit, were able to survive, sustaining some damage, but they made it to shore. They made it to Illumia. Our other two adventurers, one, an old soldier who's lost everything that he could. He is the living incarnation of Illumia. Once glory, now a shadow of its own self. And the other, a young boy. A young man, let's say, whose sole purpose is to find his father, but also reignite that light that once glue all through Illumia. Maybe, just maybe, he can do that. He can touch the souls of everyone he meets. Our 5 people got together, 3 of which washed ashore. And whether it was fate or just happenstance, they were brought together. All with different goals, but goals nonetheless. Can it bring purpose back to an old man? Can a young soul reignite the flame? And can the ones looking for answers find those answers? Well, let's open the book because it's episode 1. We're going to find out over the next, I don't know, couple hundred episodes. Anyway, welcome to the era of Lost Hope. Strap in. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Hi.
Hi. It was much smoother that time.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
Take 7.
Take 7. Jesus criminy Christ. So you find yourself into the comfy bed in the Sandman's sleep, and you start to drift off into your sleep. You wake up in your dream in a dome-shaped cathedral, a dim light illuminating a beautifully etched granite floor. Hues of black and burgundy and decorate the room and furniture, with green ivy creeping up the walls and onto the ceiling, wrapping around the chandelier hanging overhead. As you're walking, your feet, in your heels, your footsteps echo into this large room. You step into the center of the room, and the footsteps continue behind you. What do you do?
Have I been in a room like this before?
A part of it reminds you of something, but it's kind of over-exaggerated. It almost reminds you of where you got married. But it's just kind of, it's a lot larger. It feels, it just, it's like a dream and exaggeration.
Oh, it's the wedding video I should have had. Got it.
Basically, yeah.
Are the footsteps still continuing?
They continue until you hear them follow about 3 steps behind you, and then they stop.
This music's kind of intense.
Yeah, this music is intense. I'm sorry.
Do I recognize the footsteps? Should I be on guard?
They don't seem like they're chasing after you. It's a very slow paced. At first, it almost seems like they were kind of mirroring yours, but with you stopping and stepping, they're definitely heeled, so they seem like fancy dress shoes, but you can't distinguish exactly what they are.
And what am I wearing?
You are wearing the dress of your dreams.
Great. Literally my wedding dress. Got it. I think I would turn around just to see who it is.
Yeah. So you turn around and you see this shadowy figure. It's standing there just kind of staring at you. You see these just 2 hazy lavender eyes just kind of staring back through this like fog shroud. It, like I said, you can't really make out any features. It just seems kind of like this blob of fog and smoke, but it does reach out a hand.
Does it feel familiar?
It feels familiar.
Am I aware that this is a dream?
It definitely, everything seems a little spacey. You know, it's like one of those dreams where everything feels right,
Okay.
but that's kind of where I'll leave it. It feels right. It feels real enough, but at the same time, it's a little empty.
All right. I take the hand.
You take the hand?
Yeah.
Marvelous. So you guys start to dance in this like beautiful waltz. You're perfectly in stride, and you spin, and you like dip down into a dip. And as you dip, you guys fall all the way through the floor, and it's almost like you pop up through the ceiling. So now you're upside down looking through. Everything is kind of flipped. So where the floor was once this granite, it's now black, and where the walls were now black, they're all white. You continue this dance, and you feel this presence, but this foggy being isn't there. You still feel like you're holding somebody, and it still feels like it, but when you look out into your arm, you don't see your arm and the dress and anything. You see the same fog that you saw from before. You guys continue your dance. You know, keep it perfect strides, spins. You're dancing with nothing at this point, but you still feel something. Until finally you go back to do that dip, and you fall through the floor, and you wake up in your bed.
Okay.
Your hand feels like someone was just gripping it, like you were just dancing. Everything feels a little extra. Now, this is a point where it's not like you just woke up from a nightmare, but you're stunned awake like you just woke up from a nightmare. And you start to feel this energy kind of pulsing through your hand and pulsing kind of upwards. So it started like you were holding somebody's hand, and now you start to feel this like creeping shadow of power coming through and kind of emanating into your heart, where you feel a warmth. And you kind of feel lax again.
Okay.
I sent Evan a picture of my butt, and he has not responded.
Hey! Come on down!
Also, welcome to the chat.
My chat's not loading.
Yeah, they don't need them.
Classic human feels after jacking off. Yeah, I agree with that statement.
What was that?
Someone in the chat's talking about jacking off.
What the fuck?
Who is?
All I know is that I went upstairs and we were talking recap, and now we're talking about something else.
Without me?
I love our viewers.
I do too. Welcome to Gelatinous Noobs. This time with 100% more jacking off.
Michael Wakeland.
I'm gonna
New year, new us.
have to rewatch the Twitch stream and see what was going on
What
in
did
that
I
live chat.
miss?
Yeah.
Mrs. LaFontaine!
So yeah, you guys get a really nice. You guys get some really nice sleep. As you guys wake up in the morning, those who was on the ship, besides you actually, you two, the adrenaline was rushing before when you got in a crash and flew and hit your head and you saw a giant monster thing. But now you guys are really starting to feel it, especially you, old man. You are sore. Dawnblade, Dundarian, where did you fall asleep at?
I fell asleep at the end. If we went back
you
to the
just
end,
went
I
to the
wouldn't
end?
got
Okay.
a room. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Fell asleep in his bottle.
Yeah, you fell asleep in
I
bottle.
passed out before that, baby.
Rhea, is that you?
Huh?
So you
So my
guys,
soul?
you guys all wake up and
Quick question. What time do we get back to the inn?
you guys got back a little bit later, Because you guys, watched the bodies burn from the shore and talked for a little bit, and they didn't even get to the shore until like 3. So it was about 9-10 o'clock.
Okay, I will say that like Dundarian's normal like sleep schedule is like going to bed at midnight and waking up at 4 a.m.
Okay. Do you do anything in particular, or do you just wake up and?
I just kind of go find a place to rest and kind of trance out for a couple hours, and then morning routine usually would be getting ready and getting stuff. So I think I would go down to the inn and kind of get coffee for everybody.
Yeah. You see Gerald down there, the gentleman that you spoke with before, the older human with the spectacles.
Gerald, I snuck some of this from the crash the other day. Hope it doesn't get you in any trouble. I slide over a bag of real coffee.
I appreciate that. How'd you guys sleep?
Like normal.
I guess you didn't really go through that, so that's good.
I'm gonna get my coffee and go sit down. Thank you. I'm sure they'll be up momentarily.
Please do. And you see that he's just kind of getting ready for the day. It's bright and early.
Question about D&D.
Yes.
Can half-elves do the 4-hour sleepy thing?
You had said before, yes,
Yes.
that we
Yes.
all are on the 4-hour sleep mode.
Johannes would have then woken up after his 4 hours, bright and early, 2 a.m.,
Okay.
gone and got fresh fruit and bandages from the market with the little money that he has to bring back to the people.
The market wouldn't be open at 2 a.m.
He would have found the night market.
I got your night fruit here, night fruit here.
This city wouldn't have anywhere to get things.
Night bandage, please.
He would have
Picked wild fruit.
been tending to the people at night. He would have woken up early and been
I'm
tending
sleeping. I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
That's what you do at night, changing bedpans. You're gonna be doing some wound dressing.
You could go to the temple where the clerics were heading over and taking some of the crash victims. That's where you're gonna go?
precisely that.
Okay.
Breaking into people's houses. Let me help you.
Let me help you. Okay. Yeah. So you make your way over. It's
Making away.
early in the morning or late at night, however you want to look at it, and you find yourself at this temple that is just in the shape of it's a nice pyramid. It's a smaller one. It's nothing too crazy, just made of wood, sitting on the coastline. And you see the sigil that you saw in the clerics before, which looks like the mass of a ship from the front. So it's just like basically like a T. But yeah, you head into there and you see at first there is a cleric at the door. He's like, it's a little late. We got some people resting. What do you need? What are you doing here?
Just here for anything you need. I'm up for the day, so if you need me to run any errands or need any support, need any wounds changed, I'm trained in medicines. If anybody's in severe pain, you can let me tend to them.
Okay. Well, Lyle's been in there for a while and he's getting really tired. If you could help maybe tag him out. He's the halfling, short goatee. Easy to find.
Okay, yep, I'll go find him.
Yeah.
And then I'll go find him.
Okay. Yeah, you see Lyle, so right now there's about 9 people or so. Not all of them are from the crash because there were people here before. But you see that he's drained. He's been working on these people for hours, just tending to it. So, the main person he's over next to is the Aarakocra that looked like a loon. You never got her name, but you notice that she got decimated in the ship crash. She is laying there. They have her head wrapped. Her wings are propped up, but they're basically picked clean and just honestly, it's like someone took a hanger and snapped it in two. It's all broken. And yeah, Lyle's just standing there like, yeah, she'll hold, but God, why'd these people come here?
Do we need to splint the broken bones?
Yeah, it'd probably be the best.
I've never worked with the type of bones that she has before, though. I don't want to endanger her.
Well, I've got her. She's stable. She should be fine.
Well, let me at least try to craft a splint or two.
Yeah, please roll a medicine check, please.
Okay, I go to this. I take my knife. I go to a bush. I take my rags. Medicine check. Okay.
Yes.
That's a joke that only 2 people here would understand. 20.
20, perfect. Yeah, you make a splint, and at first you're making it, for a leg. That's what you initially think for. You're like splint, leg, and then you're like, okay, hold on, I'm making this for a wing. Let me look at it.
Triangle splint.
So you kind of make one that almost looks like a kite in a sense, because you can kind of get all of her tendons and bones stuck to it and forge it back to it. You got it looking good. With his help, roll medicine at advantage. See if you can get it on her.
Run it back, man. Natural 20 for 24.
Fucking excellent. Yeah. So she's out cold. Luckily, the way that you're moving is so you don't even see her wince. And you get it on there. You bandaged it all up. Yeah, I think that should do it.
Nice.
Where'd you learn to do stuff like this?
I just was raised next to a hospital. Was all.
Oh, are you interested in being a cleric of Vandermeer?
Not really, no. but respectfully so.
No worries.
I'm on a mission.
Okay. Well, she was the one giving me the most pain. I didn't want her to sleep bad. I wanted her to be able to rest up. Everyone else here is doing pretty good. That captain over there, we had to amputate his leg. That's gone. Let's see. Yeah.
I've seen so many severed limbs in one place. It was kind of jarring.
Yeah, it's not great. They I don't know if they knew what they got themselves into heading onto that ship, but
Doesn't seem like a place you would come to at this time.
No, I didn't think so either. Honestly, I'm not one to judge.
But how dumb are they?
Yeah, sorry. I'm overworked and I'm tired.
No, I understand. You need to get some water.
I will. Hey, thank you. What was your name?
Johannes Lysander.
It's nice to meet you. When he
Son.
reaches. Yeah. Of? Ikester.
Ikester Lysander.
Oh. Okay. Good for you. He has no clue. He has no clue who that person is.
Sick.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. That old turtle, he's been awake for a while.
Of the Luster Garrison, sworn to the light.
Right. Awesome.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, that's fine. You will.
Okay.
You said the turtle. No, yes.
You don't have to talk to him. I'm just saying
No,
if you're here.
I'll go see to him. I'll just kind of go. He'll give me a rundown of the shift, and I'll take over the shift.
Yeah, he basically just says look for bedpans. Most of them are good.
Bed.
Most of them are good.
That turtle be shitting them.
He does point at. He's like, the turtle does not seem to be injured as much.
He just had Taco Bell.
But he is mentally distressed. Yeah.
Misses the bedpan.
So
He just shit the bed.
So
yeah.
if you want to RP any of that, we can. If not, once the sun would start to peak, I would be like, those people are probably awake again. So I'd probably go.
If you want to, he's not gonna really say much. If you hop over to the turtle, he's literally in his shell completely, and you just see his head looking up, and you can just see his eyes and his mouth, and he just goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Sir, is there something I can do for you?
Whatever you do it for all of them.
Of course.
Do it for all of them.
For all of who? Sir?
All of the people on the ships. I made a horrible mistake.
What did you do? Of course, the light.
he hides his head back even more, and you just hear
The light will absolve all of your sins, my good sir.
You just hear a squeal. This turtle is old.
Oh,
he is. You've seen an old man cry, but you've never seen a 900-year-old man cry. It hits different.
Why does he cry? Okay. if there is anything I can do for you, just let me know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's gonna make me
You're
cry.
a good boy. And he like reaches out his little hand for a little handshake.
His little hand.
And he puts it back in his shell, and he just like you just see him. He rolls back on his back and just starts like rocking.
Talk about shell shocked.
But yeah, when you do your whole shift and whatnot, it does take about 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
You know, you're making your rounds.
Until the morning crew shows up.
Yeah. So, at like right when the sun starts to crest at about 4:35, you see a blue dragonborn come in, golden eyes with specks of gold all down his scales. He's in the same robes that everyone else is in, which are these like cyan sea foam embroidered like white robes. So they're white, and then they have like sea foam coloring all over them.
Cool.
With that medallion. They're all wearing.
Yeah,
that
they were
same
all wearing
medallion.
those people were all out there helping the
Yep.
the ship.
He's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you. You've been helping everybody out."
Yes, I took over the ship, the shift. I'm sorry.
Oh, for Lyle?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Everybody's stable. You'll want to keep an eye on him. He's feeling guilty and a little bit mentally unstable.
Oh, the turtle?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Aarakocra, she may regain use of that arm.
Perfect. Yeah, we were worried. I mean, we had to amputate the captain's leg. So we were kind of worried that like nobody was going to be able to walk again, and everyone just came to Illumia just to be crippled. But you know, that's pretty cool that you got that working.
Well, remember, where there's darkness, there will always be light.
And may you ride through the storms.
Sure. I'm going to go see if anybody else needs help away from this place now.
I just love two clerics that pray to different gods. Both just don't give a fuck about the other one.
Totally.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have laughed about the ability to walk thing, but it was the way you said it.
We thought everybody was just going to be bleeding from their asses forever.
Well, the way he said it, I was thinking he was just like, cut his leg off, cut his leg off. That one, gone. Take
Hey,
it.
free amputation for you. I just stubbed my toe. Cut it
Cut
off.
it off.
That's how it starts.
Anyway, Johannes Lysander, you can find me at the Sandman's Inn. The Sandman's Slumber?
Sandman sleep?
Sleep. I just
Yeah.
got here yesterday. Before
Out of
the
town?
incident.
You weren't on that ship, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay.
But I made acquaintances with some people that were, so.
Oh, I'm glad that they're okay. It's also, if you need anything, Mayor Tallon. It's nice to meet you.
Mayor?
Mir Tallon.
Sorry.
I'm not the mayor. That's Dale.
I know, I met him.
Okay. Oh, you met the mayor? Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta get to helping people. You go.
Of course.
It's early. Go do something.
Yes. Have I ever seen a Dragonborn before?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you. Blue ones aren't rare, but you haven't seen a blue one before.
He'll spend an extra like 3 seconds standing there just staring at him.
You can go now.
So sorry.
Right. I'm on my way. And then he'll turn and go.
And you see, like, as you walk away, you can hear like the conjuring of like water, like a little swirl, as he starts to heal people with.
He's a water shari.
Okay. Perfect. So you guys all wake up. You are all in the same room. So honestly, I mean, the floor is yours. What do you do?
Middle of the night, middle of our sleep,
Middle of
I
the
got up and I
night.
stole Nico's blanket and we just curled up with both the blankets.
Oh yeah, because did we kick Nico to the ground?
Yeah.
We made the old man sleep on the ground, and the girls got the bed.
Can you actually roll me a perception at disadvantage?
What?
Because you're sleeping.
Nico murders both of you in your sleep.
You're both dead.
Stubbed toe. Reputation.
You wake up there with no legs.
Oh my god, they steal my soul. 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you sleep through the night.
So because of the crash and how exhausted we are, you're having us sleep a full 8 hours instead of the 4-hour trance that we normally would take?
That's up to you. I would say your bodies need rest.
I do it anyway because I'm old.
Like,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't... Oh, you sleep...
I sleep the whole 8 hours. I wake up and
I'd get up after my 4, I think.
Okay, so
I would
you
as
wake
well.
up at like about 4 a.m.
The stores are closed.
4 a.m.
That only matters if you're going in legally.
Do you ever go back to the stable?
Yeah, to go pet my dog.
You left him there.
Is that what the kids call it nowadays?
Yeah, well, he wanted. He needs to sleep for.
I need to go to the stables. My dog, he needs me.
All right. Well, what do you guys do? Do you guys just wake up and?
I wake up and go downstairs and have breakfast because it's the most important meal of the day. I have a nice bowl of oatmeal.
Go to look for a shower.
Okay.
Probably can't find one, but I go to look for one.
Yeah, you wake up and you head downstairs and you're greeted by Gerald. You met him before, but you didn't really completely meet. Just a human, slick back, gray hair, little spectacles. Oh, good morning. I never got your name. That's okay. My name's Gerald. Welcome to Sandman's Sleep. You're new to Illumia, yes?
Yes.
If there's anything I can get you, please just let me know.
I'm looking for a shower. I smell like fish poop from the sea.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have a shower, but I can get a bath made up.
Okay.
Okay. 1 second, and then you go in and you hear, Marcy, wake up. Wake up. Yes, get a bath drawn. We have guests. I know you didn't get to sleep in your bed. That's okay. Okay. You'll have a bath done up. It's like about 15 minutes, okay? In the meantime, would you like any tea, coffee, anything?
Do you have espresso?
I mean,
Coffee's fine.
okay. He did just give me. I do have coffee beans from I think it's from Tanani. So we haven't had these forever. So he gets it all ready and he's like, oh man, I haven't made coffee in so long. I typically use acorns. It's good. Acorn coffee's good. But man, I miss this stuff. He starts grinding it up, and you can tell that he actually has like a somewhat of a passion for this. It's something that he hasn't been able to do in so long. You can tell it's causing him like a lot of joy. He grinds it up, and he makes you. I mean, for what it's worth, it's a pretty good cup of coffee. It's not absolutely everything that you're used to, but it's a pretty good cup of coffee. Well, where's your friends? Also, I don't mean to be this person, but what's got you coming here?
I'm meeting my husband for a little trip.
So you haven't met your husband in like presumably a while?
It's been a few days. Yeah, it's been about a month.
But you weren't here, and now you...
Yeah, about a month ago here.
Did he come here?
Yeah.
Okay. You can tell he looks like, without even rolling an insight, you kind of just see like him. He's like darting his eyes around. Anyway, that's fine. Welcome to Illumia. It's not the best right now, but we have coffee now. And we have coffee that can warm our hearts and warm our spirits.
One bean at a time.
And all we can do is be there for each other.
There's hope again. Yes, we did it.
And the
The
campaign.
coffee's gone.
So, do you make your way down?
Yes. Well, Liz gets up. I would assume she, around the 4-hour mark, hears stirrings. She naturally wakes up about that time. Stretches, kind of forgets where she is for a second. Like,
It's almost like a double take. Like you wake up and you're like in a bed and you like look over and you expect to see your silk like curtains like flowing in the wind and off your balcony, but instead you just see a crudely made window that looks off into like the shoreline and you hear seagulls and you're just like, ow. Ugh.
And then I look down and there's Nikolai snoring in the fetal position on the ground.
No blanket.
No blanket.
Hugging my
He
cane.
he actually has no pillow either. She knows that too.
No, I'm just snuggling my cane.
And I like carefully tiptoe over him, and I'll make my way,
Make a-
make my way outside to just go through like my morning stretching, and training routine.
Okay, and you go fully outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take it you're doing your stretches. Is training routine like, are you throwing any punches or anything?
Yeah. So with my staff, I like go through various maneuvers.
What's your passive insight or passive perception? I'm sorry.
You would ask me questions.
I would about your character.
Yeah.
It's your job.
14.
14. Okay, yeah. So as you're practicing, and you've been practicing for, you kind of get in the zone after like 5 minutes, 10 minutes start passing. For you, when you're in that moment, you kind of have 30 minutes of training time that you always do, and time seems to kind of fly because you're so in the zone. But as you're, wobbling around with your stick and whatnot, you hear next to you, huh, yeah, wah.
I kind of finish the maneuver and I stop. I look around.
Yeah, standing next to you is a little dwarven girl.
Oh.
She is like
At 4 a.m.
She is.
Yeah,
She escaped.
this is 4 a.m.
Oh, it is 4 a.m., isn't it?
Unless, I mean, at like the end
Don't tell
of my
my mom.
workout. But
Don't question. No question.
You know what? I'm not gonna question anything.
she snuck out.
No, I mean she's like 6 or so.
She's
you
actually
do
30.
you do see like this town wakes with the seagulls. Like when the seagulls are out, everybody's awake because they're just so damn loud. So a lot of people do start waking up relatively early. To be fair, she is a little earlier than most, but you do realize that where you're standing, you're kind of next to this little shack, and you can assume that that's where she lives.
You woke her
So
up.
you can assume that she opened up the door and was like, "Oh, there's this lady doing this. Let me do this." So you see her with a stick, and she's like, "Wah." And then when you stop, she stops and just kind of awkwardly stares at you.
That's a pretty good form.
Thanks, I was watching you do it.
You are very observant.
Thank you. Why are you doing that?
So that I can stay strong. So if there's a moment that I need to protect myself or others, I'm able to. Now, your form is really good, but could I give you some tips?
Yeah, if you don't mind, like, I might accidentally hurt you, though.
You're right, but I've trained a long time, so if you do hurt me because you're, really strong, it's okay. I should
Yeah.
be able to take a hit.
I am pretty strong, but okay, I guess you can show me.
And I just try to teach her the very basics. Like, first off, your balance is key.
Yeah, you try to do like a fun like big spin.
No, I don't.
No, you don't do that.
No, I'm gonna. First off,
She's a child.
her stance.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say is that like
If
you
she
start,
does a
you
fun
start
little-
you start slow,
Yeah.
and then but she saw what you were doing before, and she's like, "I got this, don't worry." And she goes to do like a big spin and just immediately falls onto her butt. She's like, "I'll get better. I'll just train in time." How long you been doing this?
I have been doing this probably since I was your age.
Wow.
And I wasn't very good at it at first either.
You saying
You're way better than I ever was.
Thanks, I guess.
So by the time you're my age, you're probably gonna be a master of this if you keep practicing.
Probably. Hey, did you come on that ship?
Kinda. The ship kind of. Yes, I came on that ship.
Do you know any of the people that died?
I do.
Yeah, they were burning the bodies and it smelled really bad. And so me and my dad, he told me to go away, and we tried to go on the other side of town, and we were gonna do some other stuff. But then it got late. I got tired, so I headed back home, and then I saw another body that washed ashore. I don't think anyone else saw it, but yeah, it's just. Are you okay?
I am okay.
Are you a ghost?
Ooh. No, I'm kidding.
Don't do that. That's not cool.
Hey, that was tragic. I will make sure I'll go and scout the coastline because everyone deserves a proper burial.
Okay.
But that is not your job and you shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
I bet it did. It really kind of sucked getting thrown from that ship, too.
Yeah. Hey, are you gonna be around for the Sailor's Stomp?
What's that?
Oh, it's my favorite time of the year. Well, it's gonna be in a while. We just had it in revival. It's on one of the hottest weekends. We get all of the fish that people have caught, and we string them up, and then everyone goes around town and we stomp on the fish.
That sounds very smelly.
It's to honor all of our sailors.
Wow.
And we live like sailors. And the older people drink the funny juice, and they give us little like binkies and stuff, and we get like milk, which sucks, but they get the fun juice, and everyone gets really rowdy and starts stomping on the fish. So, if you're ever
that
here in
In
the
a
hottest,
long time?
yeah, it's gonna be a while. So, I mean, above table, So, I guess a little fun fact about the world of Vale. There are 400 days in the year, and each season lasts 100 days. There are no months. It's literally just day 1 through day 100 of whatever it is. We are currently in harvest.
Winter is coming.
We are in day 58 of harvest.
Yeah, she's not going to promise to skip anything.
So you've got a long time.
I have to go on a journey, but I will keep that in mind. And if I am around, I'll check back in on you and your skills, okay?
Okay, I'm going to be better than you next time, so you better watch out.
Hey, I'm a bet on it.
That's the
Okay.
villain of the campaign.
I'll probably go
campaigns are
back
about it.
inside. My mom didn't know that I snuck out.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. And she's like, takes her stick that she was using, and she goes up to the door, and she like walks in with the stick, but then she quickly closes the door and sets the stick outside, and then scurries inside.
Being done with my routine, I'll make it back to the inn to grab some, to hopefully freshen up and grab some breakfast.
Yeah. While all that was happening, Marcy comes out. You see this older human lady. Her hair is up and kind of just tangled. You can tell she did not sleep very well, and she has not put herself together. And she, dear, your bath is ready. Just head down the hall. It's on the left. We have soaps, not that many, but we have soaps, and it should get you freshened up. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry about it. And she immediately she's like, "Is that coffee?" Oh yeah. Pours herself a
What's
cup.
she gonna do with that coffee?
Starts drinking it. When you get into the bath, I will say, you do realize it is salt water, but they have boiled it to the point where all the salt kind of fell to the bottom. So you do realize, at this point, it's no longer it's not completely salt water. It's separated. They just didn't scoop the salt out. So when you sit down, you're like, oh,
becomes
it's
salt
fine,
water.
and you feel the salt on your feet, and you're like, ooh.
I don't think I would sit down then. I think I would be just kind of
Yeah. You can
bath myself.
you can freshen up. They don't have
Ooh,
super
but a
duper
free
fancy.
exfoliant.
They don't have super duper fancy soaps or anything. You have one that smells kind of like a flower, but kind of not. You're like, this is as sweet as it's gonna get. But yeah, you're able to freshen up. If you hop in, she will say, like, I have a bath drawn. The water should still be hot. Your friend's in there now, but once it's done, if you want to use... She didn't look too dirty. So.
You mean use the same bath water?
Yes.
Is it that hard to fetch water?
No, but it takes time to boil the water. Unless you want to wait another 40 minutes.
Oh, because you get it from the sea.
Yes.
We don't have to do that at where I'm from. I
Well, look at
apologize.
you.
No, that's okay. Liz like flushes and looks embarrassed.
Pores.
She
It was one of those things that honestly just like
Marcy goes over. Do you see how that guest gaslit me?
Are you sleeping
I
like a
tranced the full probably almost 8 hours.
Okay.
I'd say about 7, and then I'll get up, spend a good half hour in the bathroom, and then I'll mosey on down to breakfast. Well, I'll have me a nice bowl of oatmeal and a grapefruit.
I love Grandpa, man.
Hey,
If you could have Cheerios and black coffee, I'm living in the past. Real quick, I'm gonna hop over to you in the stable.
Before I get to the stable,
Yes.
I want to do a survival check
Mhm.
to go grab firewood for the inn that we stayed at.
Yep.
Presumably, because I feel like we just kind of stayed there.
Yeah.
And then also, if I pass through like a forest or anything, I want to gather like an apple or two.
Yeah. So where
Natural
you're
20 for survival.
wonderful. What I'll say is you don't find any apple trees, unfortunately. You do
Crab
find
apple.
you do find
I've been foraging for the last 64 days, so I gotta find something.
yeah, no, you do. Just where you're at, there's no apples. You do
Yeah.
find a lot of berries.
Cool.
You find these like kind of juniper berry-esque stuff, but you know with your survival that these are not poisonous. These are totally edible.
Cool.
But they're just a little bit
bowl
tartar.
of berries and firewood.
Yep, you get all of that. You
and
can
then I'll get back to
the stable.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you get back to the stable, you see a guy standing over towards Soul, and Soul's just kind of growling at him, and he's just like, "No, hey, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay."
Excuse me, sir.
you're mine now.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry. He needed a place to sleep. So come.
Soul just perks up and walks right over to you.
My apologies.
Oh, wait. Were you the one that slept here last night?
Yes, I figured it'd be good to keep him company.
Do you know there's an inn right across the street?
I didn't want to take any rooms from somebody who might be traveling from across the ocean.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Apologies. It's been a kind of a weird day. It's nice.
Also, I'll be honest. I've been sleeping under the stars for the last 64 days. Having a roof over my head and some hay to sleep on,
Yeah. That
it was quite nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, unfortunately, my stables don't have as many horses as they once did, so it's nice.
It's your stable. I've just realized I did not ask for permission.
It's okay.
Do you need money?
No.
How about berries or firewood?
I'll take a berry.
All right.
Thank you. Name's Mullen, by the way. It's nice.
Mullen.
Yeah. You see, he's a wood elf. He's got a pulled back black hair, super clean shaven. He's wearing relatively nice commoner clothes, but you know he's wearing like rider's gloves. You can tell that he works with his hands a lot. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I did not expect the day to go the way that it did. I mean, a ship crashing onto your shore and dozens of bodies washing up.
Yeah, I've never seen so many dismembered limbs in my life.
Yeah. God, I feel like I'm going to be picking up limbs for the next year.
It's a shame that Fish Stomp's not going on.
Oh, you heard about Fish Stomp?
Well, yeah, just from a little I'm from a few days travel over, so
Oh, yeah, love it. Only problem is
never been to it, but I've heard of it.
it reeks the whole place up. For like, you can smell it from here to Necrota, I swear.
Right, that's
But it's
why
just
it'd be
fun.
good if there was fish stump because it smells like burning bodies. Yeah.
It does. It does. Well, my friend, it's okay. I thank you for staying here, honestly. I mean, you could have stayed in my house. You just gotta ask. Right now, we need each other more than we needed anything else. So,
I thank you for that. That's actually really kind of you.
of course.
In a time so dark, having light shone upon one another is what we need. So,
Illumia can only shine if we bring the light.
and that we will.
Well, I gotta get to work. I got some stuff I gotta pick up around here.
Yes, I have to go meet with some people, but if I have some free time, I'll come offer a hand.
Yeah.
As payment for giving me free stay.
Sure, that works for me.
Okay. I'm leaving now. Goodbye, Mullen.
Goodbye.
To a man about
Come on, Soul.
Wow. Perfect. So yeah, this is just the amputee campaign. Everyone's amputee.
I just
Speaking
imagine
of
there's
amputees-
like a wagon full of limbs. What?
I've just been having coffee. I think it was probably one of the first ones
You
up.
don't have no hand?
You don't have no arm.
You
I
lost
think-
the whole arm?
I think the entire time, I think I was probably one of the first ones up. And like anytime somebody would come down, I'd just toss them, like raise a coffee cup and just be like,
Yeah.
just to let them know I'm here and ready whenever.
So, as the day progresses, I mean, all of you guys were very early risers. Like I said, people start waking up right when the sun starts coming up, and when seagulls start going crazy. Seagulls are extra loud right now because of, I mean, the debris of stuff that's coming in. But you can kind of, it's almost interesting. You can almost tell who the locals are and who the travelers are, because the locals are up super duper early and are kind of just okay with the noise, and the travelers or people that aren't necessarily always from here, like when they come through into the inn, they're kind of more stumbly and just like annoyed.
damn birds.
But for most people, they're just like, it is what it is. It's like the street noise in New York. You just kind of tune it out. But yeah, as you guys all kind of start to conjugate into the Sandman's sleep, Gerald, he starts whipping up a batch of oatmeal. You see that he puts those same berries that you found on top of it, and he's like, "Do you say a grapefruit?"
The fruit the size of a grape.
I got these berries.
That's perfect.
All right, here you go. And he puts that up, and he's like, I apologize. I don't have much here, but I have bread, I have some cheese, I have oatmeal. What would you guys like?
That
Oh,
sounds
I have
like-
eggs.
And an extra bowl of berries. And firewood for you as well.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for helping the people, the
Absolutely.
travelers.
This is great. I don't have to chop wood for a while. And you can see he picks it up and puts it over in the fireplace. There's like a communal fireplace, as well as he has one like back in his like personal area. But he puts most of the firewood by the communal fireplace, and he starts to light that up. Well, I'll get out of your hair. You guys can go on. If you have any questions about Illumia, I mean, we're about to get the normal crowd in, so I mean, you guys already know. But welcome. Hey,
How did you
Enjoy the-
sleep?
She's just kind of like, she's got like the bowl of oatmeal in front of her. She picks up with a spoon and she's, do you want this?
My teeth are chattering after I washed myself in your cold bath water. I'm okay. I have some berries. You're not gonna eat it? I burned a lot of calories this morning.
I don't even know what this is.
Oatmeal. It's good
And
for
you
it.
eat it?
I'll
It
try.
looks like what they feed the horses.
I'll try.
Sometimes.
It's the best breakfast.
Do you come from nobility, Mrs. I'm sorry?
La Fontaine.
can't-
La Fontaine.
You're sure this isn't horse food?
Yes, it's Flavor's not the best, but it is
I
good
lost
for
my sense of taste ages ago.
it is good for your spirits and constitution.
And constipation.
That as
Oh,
well.
perfect.
I'm supposed to feel lifted up after
give-
eating that?
I give my bowl to Nico.
After I spit it back in the bowl.
Let me say
This
this:
bowl tastes better than the first one.
there are many here who go without. You learn to accept what food you can find.
The whole grain's also really good for your stomach biome. It really gets the digestion going.
It's true.
Not too many though.
The three of us are just nom nom nom. nom.
I'm not scoffing at it. I didn't expect the mouth feel of it.
If she's not scoffing at it, I am.
Can you all take some time and tell me where you're from? Like, I know you said you're from.
Stark.
Yes. All right. This is a question about the world. How much would good old Johannes know about Styark here?
So you know kind of the basics of a lot of
I was
the
like,
different
where am I
nations.
from?
Put this in Earth terms.
Yes.
If I'm a little young U.S. boy, who are they? They just
Okay.
crashed on the seas of
Styark
Norway.
Styark would easily be like Great Britain.
Great
like
Britain.
France, Europe, like Styark is the human nation on the continent. So there's the mass Pangea and Illumia. So Illumia is the isolated little guy.
Cool.
Don't clip that. What's up? Oh.
She gets to double down. Did you use your inspiration
Sure
yet?
does.
No, I
Jesus.
Krista.
I can't see.
Obviously.
So to keep it very simple, Styark is the most powerful, like, they're the most similar to Illumia. They're
They're
a
Russia.
prominent, they're
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 the
a
British
Whoa.
Empire.
human
Whoa.
nation that
Human.
stretches across like that most of the mass Pangea, but they are relatively like non-hostile. They're great allies with
Not
Illumia.
Russia.
There's just some other nations that you would have heard of. There's Blackrock, which is like a swampy area where a lot of like orcs, goblins,
Lithuania.
lizard folks, Lithuania, a lot of that
Just lost all
nation.
of our
There's
viewers.
Drynock, that is a very up north, like Arctic area where a lot of
Water
Dragonborn are from. And there is Alranal, which is a desert area where a lot of like the Tabaxi and rat folk and a lot of animal-ish races are from, as well as different types of elves and whatnot.
But it has to be so incredibly rare to see people from not from Illumia.
Yes.
Within the last how many years?
And within the last 10 years, it's
so
extremely
as,
rare.
As a young adult, I've never really seen people who newcomers to here.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
You have not seen like barely any newcomers. You have seen a couple of people that were like on the first battalions that were headed over here, like soldiers.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen like people who have willingly came here in a long time.
Yeah. So I apologize for my intrusion, but I'm curious about your home. It must be really shitty to want to come to Illumia.
No, I'm just visiting a friend.
I get the impression that word of the state of Illumia hasn't reached outside our shores.
Really?
That's
According to them
the
yesterday.
issue. Nothing has. I'm from Renora, and ever since that bubble appeared, we had people here, and we have heard nothing. We sent ship after ship after ship, and when this ship became available and they were asking for volunteers, I volunteered because I have family here and they're not sending ships here anymore because it's considered a lost cause. No one knows what is happening in Illumia. You're cut off from the whole world.
The Veil of Silence can't talk about how upset it is.
Yes.
I get why they would do it.
Remember, we discussed this yesterday.
That was a few weeks ago.
You're right.
That felt like a month ago.
So, sounds like Mrs. LaFontaine was meeting her husband here.
Why did you take two different ships? I didn't catch that bit.
I too am curious. You said you're heading on vacation. Your husband was coming ahead. You said when was he supposed to have arrived?
He left a few days before I did. I had business to finish up.
What day was this?
What day was this?
I mean, if it's the 58th, if it was like 30 days prior, like the 28th.
Okay, and then how many days prior did everything go down?
Like the
Yeah.
like the bubble?
No.
Her stuff.
My
Her stuff.
my background.
Oh, that was like that
couple
was
days.
within the. So you got it took you like 20 days to get here. That happened like 3 days before that.
Okay.
So it's been like 23 days.
So then,
So,
If-
was he
So-
to sail to the same dock as you?
If so, I would be worried.
It's safe to assume that he met turmoil for sure.
So the one reason why I bring it up is she said, like, oh, we were coming on vacation. We planned this a month ago. If the veil's been up for 10 years, you know, people haven't been, like, it stands to reason, like, probably
it's
not the
weird.
Yeah.
vacation spot.
No.
So-
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely.
Yeah.
You
So
can flag it as weird.
It
The-
might be suspect.
So what I'm asking is like, my question, like, all the dates seem to line up. She doesn't seem to be, like, years off or, like, you know, anything like that.
No, I mean she showed up now, and she
Yeah.
said that her husband showed up like 30 days before she showed up. So to you, you're like, I haven't heard of any other ships coming,
Sure.
but who
Just very
knows?
curious. And I'm just surprised that anybody would be coming here for vacation.
Was it a
Respite.
personal charter?
Yeah.
Miss LaFontaine, did you hit your head?
yeah.
Actually, I didn't.
She was the one person who didn't.
I hit mine pretty hard, but she did not.
Okay.
I have a hip that hurts.
I unfortunately can't help aging. There are a few select herbs and elixirs that we've tried.
I'll show you some good stretches I do. Helps.
Limber.
You seem like you've kept yourself in good shape. Do you hunt, track? What do you do?
Stay busy.
That's ominous. Okay.
I do that. I've been a mercenary for some time.
Oh, okay. Yes, you look like a mercenary. You should teach me a thing or two about the sword.
Be happy to.
I don't have a sword yet, but I will.
Be happy to. We can get you a sword, I'm sure, here at the blacksmith. Would you like one? If we were to find your father, it might come in handy, especially if
He's probably got an extra sword for me, so we should wait.
You can have more than one.
You're right.
The road might be dangerous if you say that.
That is.
I've got
current
this
state-
mace, and he pulls a mace off his back. It's just a little bit heavy for me,
Oh,
to be honest.
Well, let's stop at the blacksmith before we leave. Now, we had discussed last night about you and
Searching for your
I's
father.
searching for your father, and we might be able to see about your friend. And
I
you
have
were
nothing
looking
but time.
for, you said your mother, if
And
I remember.
Your husband,
Augie will call for me when it's time.
Augie might be in danger.
He's fine.
Were you?
Is that short for August?
she's in denial.
What I wanted to ask
Yes.
Miss LaFontaine was:
I knew an August one.
was there a set meeting place? You said you were supposed to meet here for vacation.
Maybe we should go.
I thought perhaps we head there first.
He hasn't told me where just yet. He's looking for housing. He's looking to set things up before.
How
He
do you
didn't.
keep contact with him?
She just gets up and leaves.
You don't. and then when she does, she'll be like, "No, Miss LaFontaine, you don't have to answer. I'm sorry to ask."
Do you fully walk out, or do you stop when he stops you?
I think she just like kind of walks away.
Is-
She takes her
August
she takes-
LaFontaine ring any bells.
I kind of I go. Must be hard if her spouse left her. I can imagine it would
Maybe-
be difficult.
Maybe he's dead.
She seems concussed.
I don't know if she's concussed, but she seems to be under the under the impression of meeting her husband here, but it doesn't have a place or a direct time.
One of the elders, he thought his wife was still alive for 6 years. And he walked around and he would make her meals and he would sit there next to the empty meal, and it was really sad.
I don't think that's the case for Miss LaFontaine.
Did it help?
Seems
My
to
first wife,
have
I
a-
told her I was coming
what's
here
it?
and never showed up, and I haven't seen her since.
So it's a thing.
well, common
Yes.
nefarious folks tend to, go for menial chores, fetching the lumber or cigarettes or, like,
Or milk.
or milk even.
Oh my
What do you mean? My
gosh.
dad's coming back.
Wait, my dad said he was getting
He
milk.
had to go get me a sword.
I'll be right back, son.
I'm gonna
just
get you
gonna
a
get you a sword.
I have one, but you need one.
Keep an eye on your mother.
You're the man of the house.
You're the man of the house. Well, I get the sword.
If I'm being honest, we were on that ship with her a very long time, and I didn't learn anything about her.
Was she off on the ship?
She's a tough one to learn. I think if she chooses to travel with us, maybe we need to earn her trust first.
Do you think maybe she was taking medication that she doesn't have anymore because it was lost off the ship, or any sort of like remedies?
You think her wits might be in question?
Certainly.
I did not get that vibe.
Okay.
She is indeed a stranger. I can definitely understand your concern given the state of Illumia.
And the people I used to surround myself with.
I'm not a doctor, though, or
I
a
don't get the
physician.
impression that she's elderly.
Not elderly, but many elderly people were weak of mind, for lack of a better term.
Yes, but she seems quite
The
too
older
young
you
for
get,
that
the
to be
smarter
happening.
you get.
I believe you.
I take the spoon and put it the right way in your hand.
He's eating the candle.
Oh, you can get so much more.
Wow, this tastes so much better.
Yes, it
I'm
really
getting so
helps
much
with the
more.
oatmeal.
This
He's
tastes
so
so much
smart.
more.
I'm not accustomed to sleeping in as long as you did this morning, but if you would like to leave today, I am merely looking for work now, so this honestly has been the first mission that I felt is warranted my actual focus. That makes sense.
Warms my heart to hear, and I think it's best that I come clean with you all. I spoke to Dale last night, and
The mayor.
yes, he said he has seen my father in town while he was on his mission. But
Which
unfortunately,
is
to bring light back to Illumia, of course. But he's headed down the road, and it was quite a while ago that he headed down the road. He headed for Pot Town.
Pompter's Stone.
let's go.
Cannabis City?
Blaze it.
He headed to Pompter's Stone,
Boulder, got it.
which is how many
Holy
days down
dash.
the road? By foot and traveling?
It's a while.
It's a long travel.
So that's our first lead.
But it's worth noting that my hurry is no longer there, because whether we make it there in 4 weeks or 5, the odds of him being there are slim either way. I do think there may lay some trails to his track there, but if we need to find her husband first, or your first wife,
His friend, Necrota.
Lampros.
Lampros, of course, yeah.
Necrota, correct.
If we need to do that first, that's fine. I just have to get to
nothing but
Pompter's
time.
Stone.
Forgive me. I'll motion over for
Geralt.
Geralt.
Yeah.
Might we borrow a map?
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
1 second. And he runs into the back, and you hear him like toppling over some stuff, and he's like, "Oh, here we go." And he runs back out, and he's got an old scroll that a bunch of dust comes flying out, plots it down. He's like, "Now this was a hand-drawn one. It's not the best, but
Can I roll a survival to being a well-traveled person
Yeah.
through Illumia to just like see its accuracy?
yeah."
I come back over with toast. Or like bread.
Oh, that looks like my map. And it's a 600-year-old map.
They're in points. Brilliant. Toast points.
The banana.
What's that?
It's China.
Oh, there you go.
Korea, and Japan.
There you go. With a survival of 4, it doesn't look very familiar to me. It's very crudely drawn.
It genuinely is. You're looking at it and you're like, oh man. Well, you can see.
Where was this? What is this city? I can't. Forgive me. My eyes are not good. I'm just looking at like chicken scratch scribbles.
Oh, just give me a direction.
What? I'm asking you what this says.
Well, I'm trying. Are you just pointing at something?
I'm pointing at what I think would be Necrota, like one of the most familiar landmarks.
Oh yeah, you point. He's like, oh yeah, that's Necrota. You point like basically the dead center. You see like a city outline, and you're like, yeah, that's Necrota. Yeah.
Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. We'll return the map when we're finished with it.
No worries.
Does he walk away?
Do you want me to walk away?
Don't ask that to him.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
no.
gotta leave, bro.
Yeah, no, he like looks and sees. He's like, okay, you guys are. I've done my job.
We're
he
busy.
he does ask like, do you guys want any more tea, coffee?
I'll take acorn coffee, please. Thank you.
More porridge.
Okay.
If you all don't have pressing matters, I think my mother's in danger if she's even still alive.
Honestly, that's why I wanted the map.
Your family here in town.
Not in town, but
Where? Where's the
He-
place that you think would be best look? And I'm
Pot town.
I'm looking using Necrota as our anchor point.
Yeah.
Like tracking and finding where we are and be like, okay, this is us.
I was young when she left. But do you have any centers of political affairs?
Necrota.
That's where I think she would be.
So, roll me a.
Is your mother a political?
We'll say history.
She is.
Politics were never my suit. Yeah,
12.
12. So there's a big 3 that pop into your head. You're trying to think back of like, okay, where was Jawick's main, like where did he stay? You know he didn't stay in Necrota.
Yeah.
He stayed, so there's either Voluma, which is in the Dwarven district. There is Henya, which is in the Elven district, or there'd be Necrota. And you're trying to think of those 3, you're like, well,
I wouldn't think Henya.
probably not.
I wouldn't think Kenya. I would. My first to make sure that I have the same. Necrota is essentially like 1920s New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a good central. So like in my mind, I'm thinking of like maybe not the inner politics of Illumia, but like for outsiders, like where would be the place that they would go
Yeah.
and then go. So like
Or at least
my first thought is like Necrota would. I think Necrota might be a good place to start. How long ago did you say it was that she traveled here?
the bubble's been up for 10 years.
She was here during the assassination of Jawick, so it's
Which
been
was 10 years ago.
10 years.
She was here when it all went down 10 years ago. I was 9 years old, so I didn't really know where she was going. I just knew that my country is known for our peace, and she was going to secure an alliance.
I would say that we should look at Necrota first.
I need to see the map.
It's right here.
It's right in front of us.
Do you have the map?
I have a very, very, very,
Oh,
very
the
crude.
actual world map.
I have a
Is
very, very, very crude.
What I need to know is Necrota in the direction of Pot Town, Pomperstone? Fuck.
Like, is
so
it a pit stop?
to put
we
it
could do?
to put it in.
A pump stop.
So here, I'll show you a very rudimentary. This is an extreme prototype because this is
Fine.
the first one.
Extreme
I have,
prototype.
but what I'll show you
Fine,
here
gimme.
is actually hold on.
Send it in the Discord.
I can send it in the Discord.
Send it.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to update Discord.
We're gonna have to
Morty.
throw up.
Johannes, are you all right? The porridge is coming back.
Morty.
Morty. Okay, Morty.
Morty.
Has Miss LaFontaine returned, or is she just out and about?
I said I came back with toast.
Oh, gotcha.
The
Sorry.
toast points.
She's
It's
not-
canon in every campaign.
She's not.
then
She's
I mash
physically
up
returned.
berries.
I don't know if she's mentally returned.
We are
And put them on top.
we are here, Miss LaFontaine.
Oops, sorry.
I cannot say exactly where it is that your husband may have had in mind, but
He'll let me know where he picks.
would you like to travel with us in the meantime, or would you like to wait here? Because what I was going to say was that Necrota is fairly central on the island here, and it, no matter where you may be going, might be an easier place to travel from.
This is missing almost every single town.
This is missing everything.
But
no roads.
It does show a pretty good. So here's Necrota, basically in the center forge here. Hafren's all the way down here. Pompter's Stone is this way.
So we could take the long way
Rat's
and
Gate?
get to.
Yeah, it's
Necrota.
Rat's Gate.
We could
Ooh, I
take the
don't
long
want to
way.
hit Rat's Gate.
I don't know. That sounds pretty.
Or we could go up to Necrota and then over to Pomterstone too. But
I am
Hit.
fine to go to Pompter Stone, but Liz had mentioned that there might be some urgency in the safety of her mother.
I would only just have a hard time. I could travel to Necrota with you all and then
What if your dad's there? If it's
wait.
We could get a
You're
lead
not
on your
wrong.
father.
It's on the road.
Yeah. If
Wait,
if,
I'm in no hurry whatsoever.
She's back with us.
Where are you heading?
I've been here the whole
I'm looking
time.
for Lampros, so
Who's in Necrota? I thought.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's I'm like.
But I
I'm
want,
like,
I
you're
want-
going. I thought this was where you.
But I don't have an urgency to get there.
No, of course.
I just need to ask a question.
Go on.
I want to be realistic with you all. If I don't find him there, I will help you with whatever you need. But after that, I'm headed to Pomterstone.
I will follow you. I'm just saying that if we go to the center of the island, we're closest.
And it's on the road, just past Pomterstone. You see?
Exactly. We
I
are.
don't see it anymore.
We're closest to everything here.
I
Once in Necrota, we're closest to everything.
Also, it would feel really good to travel with a team. Last time, before I got to the city, there were some men who
Bandits.
Banditos.
well, they were awful. And I saw 2 or 3 ways it could go, whether either I had to do something bad to them to survive, they had to do something to me and I would not survive, or luckily I ran and got away. But
Yeah, so
and if I had people like you around me with your sword,
yes.
and maybe if you teach me how to use this mace or a sword too,
I can teach you how to use the mace if you prefer that weapon. You said it was heavy in your hand.
I'd prefer a sword.
We can stop at a blacksmith here in town.
Money.
I will cover for it.
Okay.
like you said, I do have some urgency. I came here to either get my mother or verify that she's dead, because that is how my entire family is acting.
What was your mother's name?
You would ask me that.
Mom.
You get back to me on that. It's a tough one.
It is
At-
a tough question.
I will say, if you would all find it agreeable, perhaps we could travel to Necrota today, and it will take time. It won't be a day's journey, but we can at least head on the road, and from there, you 3 will be where you have best chances, and from there we can head to Pomterstone.
And we can see if our interests align, and we can stay together for safety, if so.
Maybe
As you guys
your
are
dad.
talking, there
Your dad is your mom.
Koa comes bursting through the door, the aquatic elf that you had met, the first captain. And she's looking around and she spots
The
you
one
guys.
that got amputated?
No.
Oh.
First mate. First mate. I'm glad that I found somebody. What are you guys? What do you? I'm sorry to. And
We met
sorry,
people.
sorry to intrude. I'm really sorry to intrude, but
Did you need
We're
something?
greetings.
Greetings, friend.
We
Please
have
have a
breakfast
seat.
here.
Are you all right?
when you guys have a chance, it's maybe not dire needs right now, but I if you could meet me at the cleric's camp, at the temple.
Can you
I-
tell us why?
someone from my village. They made their way there.
Where's your village?
Moonrock. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Take your time. Take a
Okay.
breath.
Yeah. She takes a seat, and Gerald comes over and is just like, water, and she's like, yes, and she starts to just chug it.
I roll up the map and hand it back to Girl.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. Thanks. I hope it got everything.
It did.
Wonderful.
Quite a bit.
This is what you don't want.
It's just in my box.
So. Yes. Let me.
What did you say your name was, friend?
My name is Nakoa.
Nakoa.
Nakoa. You can just call me Koa.
Koa.
Sorry. Yeah.
You're someone from your village is at the Claire.
Yeah. So.
Are all of the wounded okay?
Yeah, they're fine. Monroe is not doing great. He's very angry that he can't really travel now. That
He doesn't have a leg?
he doesn't have a leg.
Is
I
this the friend from the village?
No.
Captain.
The captain of the ship.
Yeah, Monroe was the captain of Illumia's Reprieve. It's the ship we were all on.
See.
Did you know that Ramada's Cray is still alive? No, you guys weren't on there. The turtle. He was the captain of the Turtleback Jack.
No.
I thought he died, but yeah, no, he was fine. He was in a shell. He's just been crying.
Aww.
He's fine. He's just crying.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So yes, I came back because I needed to see my people. Moonrock. It's a tiny little island. You've heard of Moonrock?
Yeah,
You have not.
I'm aware of it. It was on the map.
It's a
I
small.
took geography.
It's a smaller island off to the side where there are like camps and whatnot. But there is a large central HUD for aquatic elves that they live partially on land, but they have this like little community
town.
in the water.
Zora's domain.
Yep.
And
They have a water temple, if you will.
yeah, but so that's where she's from. She's from that village. But yeah, I made it here. I traveled here to go back to my home. And most of them, from what I've heard, are missing. And I ran into Koi. She's the one that's injured.
Koi is from your village.
Yes,
And she said that most of the people from your village
have
are
gone missing. Yes, and she escaped. They kidnapped them.
The ox?
I don't know. She said that they're working in this mine underwater. I don't know, but she's not doing well.
Would you, your friend, do you think she's up to speak to perhaps us for a moment?
Yeah. I was honestly looking for just anybody. I know that you guys were here for whatever, but I saw you guys in armor, and I immediately thought
Of course.
protection.
Of course, yes. I turn to you. Forgive me, I would like to at least see what can be done. I will feel free to join me or stay here. Either way, I'll meet you here shortly.
I
I have
would
nothing
love
but
to
time.
come with.
Your Highness is already on his feet. Like,
Mrs. LaFontaine,
You're
would you like to
coming,
come?
Yep, I'm going on.
Yep. Those toast points are quite good.
To the temple,
To the cleric.
Yes.
which is at the temple.
So you guys make your way. You leave the area or the Sandman's Sleep, and you start making your way over towards the temple. As you make it in there, you do see the blue dragonborn that you saw before. He is like almost having to physically restrain this woman who is just screaming. She's just like, no, I won't. Get your hands off of me. And he's like, calm down. It's okay. You're here. You're safe. Everything is okay. And he immediately steps away, and Koa comes in and runs over to her. She's like, Koi, it's okay. It's okay, Koi. And you can see her rubbing her head, and she just starts to cry.
Aww.
Oh, she starts to calm down after the...
Yeah, she's calming down, but she's just
Yeah,
crying. She's
sure.
like,
I'll walk over slowly to the side. Hello, friend. What is your name?
my name's Koi.
Koi. I'm Dundarian. It's a pleasure to meet you. Your friend Koa here tells me that you've been through a little bit of an ordeal. I was wondering if you could Tell me. Maybe I could help.
They kept coming. Every night, they'd come and they'd grab a couple more of us.
Who? I'm sorry, who?
I don't know. We were there,
Could you describe any of them? One of them?
there was this drow. He had long silver hair, just covered in these tally marks all over his arms. Oh, a lot of them had tally marks, now that I think about it.
Were they wearing armor?
Some of them, yeah. They all...
I'll describe armor of the Ox Legion.
No, they weren't with the ox.
See.
And they attacked your village when? When did it begin?
It started off small. About 50 days back, 60 days back, one person would go missing. Then 2, then 3. Then our guard got up and we thought that we were safe. And then in one night, 10, 12 people just gone. They got me, I don't know, 20 days back.
But you escaped.
I escaped. I couldn't save anybody else. I was able to make it out.
Do you know where they've been taken then?
They're in some... I ran through a lot of forest. There's some plains. I think I was near Tauros, but even then I'm not entirely sure. It was just some mine.
DM, do I recognize drow with tally marks on their arms?
You do not.
Why would you?
I don't know, why would I?
You're from across the ocean, lady.
It could be an international group.
It could be international super spy.
Can I roll a history?
Worldwide.
Does this sound
It's
like
the
maybe
movie
a
Taken.
specific group of slavers? 7.
7.
It sounds like slavers, but
It
not.
sounds like slavers, so you just... Not any particular.
I'm very sorry to
Sounds like a very
hear
large
this.
operation.
How many? You said that they were taking up to 10 or 12 a night. Do you remember at all how many there may have been?
I don't think that all of them were in the mines. I think they were taking us specifically for the mines. They were flooded.
The people taking. Do you have an idea of how many there might have been?
5, 6, 7. They were taking the young and a lot of smaller people.
They must have to be able to overpower that many of you.
You work smarter, not harder.
She also said that they were taking the smaller people.
Slavers.
And they would take the guards out in one section and then...
Yeah.
Slavers here, since the end of Jarwick's reign, have grown quite fierce and bold. They're wreaking havoc across many villages in the land.
That's horrible.
As you say that, there's one of the clerics, a dwarven gentleman. He's like, "You can say that again." And as he's healing,
Preach.
as he's like trying to get Monroe to calm down.
May the light not shine on those guys.
Guppy. No, you were going to say something.
Do any of you lot know offensive magic or have ways of keeping yourselves safe?
Yeah, I've got weapons.
I know.
Are you fighters?
Self-defense.
I use my brain.
Do you
I ain't lived
He's-
this long for nothing.
Very intelligent.
have ways of turning that into practical means?
Yes.
Okay, I trust you. We should put together a party
team.
and at least go investigate.
Avenge them.
It will take
I-
time for us to get to Moonrock.
Not too long though. That's only what, a day?
Moonrock's kind of far away from where we were.
Can
And
we
a boat
even
travel.
get
Yeah.
to Moonrock?
Yeah.
With the water being so dangerous? Or would we have to go to the shore and try to catch a
guess
lead
we-
from
it's
there?
It's like a ferry, I'd assume. But
So
Because
you don't know the specifics of Moonrock, but
I don't.
from what the people had told you yesterday, is that thing does not go into the shallows. So
Yeah.
hopefully
okay.
there could be a chance that Moonrock just is completely connected by shallows.
it's not deep enough
Yeah.
for
We
it.
could walk there.
But Moonrock is like an equal, maybe a little less distance than Necrota, right? Moonrock's not close by any
No.
means.
Right now,
It's
so
the
you,
opposite way.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, it is the
it's
to
the opposite
east,
way.
yeah.
Well, we could.
But-
we could.
she was asking her
Moonrock,
like Tauros.
pumped
No,
stone.
But yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if Guppy's from Moonrock and that's where the people are being taken.
Guppy.
Koi, excuse me.
It's like, who is
It's a
Guppy?
Another
fish.
fish.
It's a fish.
Fish
Oh.
person.
Fish.
All fish are the
Racist.
same.
So
Yeah.
Long John Silver's is from
Yeah.
Moonrock.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So they were taking 2 Tauros?
To a mine near Tauros.
And
To a
where's
cave
How
near
close
Tauros.
is that?
Tauros?
Pull the map back up.
Well, or just tell us like how many days travel we would think Tauros
Yeah.
would be.
Tauros was probably the closest of all
All
of
of
the.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, like a day travel.
It's like
No.
a couple weeks, right?
Tauros is probably about 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And it's in the opposite direction than Necrota?
It's to
No.
the east,
To-
northeast.
So it's
where
kind
we
of
are.
on the way-ish.
Pull
So
the map up.
yeah.
So the way that the map was, we're in Hanayama and
Halfway.
Hafren.
Hanayama, and to the northeast is
North Korea.
North Korea. No, to the northeast is Tauros. No, just to the east.
So, like I said, this is not necessarily to scale. That's why I need to get it
yeah,
fixed.
that I
It
mean,
is a
that's
complete
right
opposite.
to Moonrock.
I need to
Ish.
get it. I need to get it fixed. But to put it in perspective, Hafren to Tauros is about 2 weeks. So, like I said, do not treat this as to scale because it is not. Hafren to Tauros is about 2 weeks. Hafren to Ratsgate is about 30 days. Hafren to Pompter's Stone
60.
a little bit longer. Because I mean, you, Evan, to put it in perspective, you came from about here,
In 64 days.
and it took you about 64, 70 days to get to
Yeah.
here.
Where do
Did
we
you
come
travel-
from?
You came all the way from over here.
You see that E?
Yeah,
You see
that
that
E.
E over there?
Yeah.
Way past that.
Way, way past that. To Necrota is like a month, right?
Give or take. It's
Yeah,
about
more or
30 to
less,
40
depending,
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, months are actually 100 days. So
There
No,
are
those
no
are
months.
seasons.
There's just seasons. There are no months.
and they're 100 days long.
Each is 100 days long.
I thank you, friend. We'll see what we can do if we can garner support and hopefully put an end to this. But will be challenging these times.
Okay.
I'll stand up and I'll like kind of
Yeah.
turn to the 4 of you and be like, I hate to see slavers making a mockery of this land, and that's exactly what they do while our current king sits at the throne. If you could see it in your hearts, granted, I understand the urgency. I would like to help these people, but I'm also concerned that there may be more than just 5 or 6 of them, especially if they're
Taking 12 a night.
It would have to be a team, like an expedition party.
we would
We would
need-
have to muster up.
And you need a team to fight a team.
What I was going to say is that perhaps we could go to Necrota, see if your friend, your mother, any news of any of these people that we are looking for are there, and if not, we could at least garner hopefully a few mercenaries together and maybe make a change for the better.
It would be too late by then. Those people are just rotting in cages.
Well, they are going to a mine, I assume, to work. Dead slaves are not good
slave.
business.
It's I'm quite torn because it's not that I'm not. I want to help them, but can we?
With a big enough team.
You said there's slaver organizations everywhere, so how big? I mean, what are your connections? You said you were traveling alone for a long time?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't.
You don't
Your
have
personal
connections.
Well, yeah, I just know people from
60
the place that I don't know what it's called.
Hey, I just know people, okay?
I'm not
I
not saying that I don't
I know
want
people
to
of the
help
Luster
people.
Garrison, but we wouldn't go there. That's far away. We would get people from around town and lead a party. No?
From here.
Yes, from
These
here.
people aren't fighters.
We could at least find people who are. Like Dale.
I would not.
Dildo's a fighter?
I would-
Yes, of course.
I would not want to rouse a weak militia to lead them to slaughter. I think that we might have better chances finding able-bodied mercenaries, though it will take more time. I think it's presumptuous for us to assume that they would be willing to give up everything that they've traveled so long for, just to help strangers.
Like I said, it's not that I'm not moved by this need, but I could probably spend the rest of 100 years helping everyone in this country by the sounds of it.
Just a long time.
I at least want
Goes by in a flash.
I at least want to it's selfish. I don't know what to do.
I think it is a bad situation, but I think going to Necrota, you can see where your friends are, any notion or word of where your mother or husband are, and meanwhile we can garner mercenaries together. It's going to take more than the 5 of us and militia. We'll need able-bodied soldiers to deal with slavers. They're quite skilled in combat.
Or maybe we'll learn even more about this slave trade. Maybe there's already an adventuring guild that is getting together to disband them.
The slave trade has been reinstated since the loss of Jarwick. It is throughout, and legal throughout Illumia.
Oh, then we can't stop it.
I just know what my father would do
I mean-
in this situation is he would go fix the problem and shine light upon the people who are in darkness. Cast the shadows.
But I just traveled here. I don't want to die without seeing if my mother lives still.
And I don't want to die before meeting my father as well.
I want to help them, but I don't think we're in a position right now. It is tough, and is why the light of Illumia is so hard to find. But I agree with you, we can cast that light and cast out those shadows.
Yeah, and what we can do as we travel is help in whatever way is possible. I've seen you helping the survivors and helping around the city. That's huge, that kindness.
Just
And it's better than throwing your life away, because
help
if you
with
do
my-
that,
with my little weak hands, I'll help how a little weak man could.
You're not weak. You're growing. It's different.
and if you're dead, you cannot
You
give the
stop
world any
growing.
more good.
You stop.
Then that light is snuffed out forever.
Science.
I'd like to see them try.
I mean, that's the spirit, but
Hey,
Hi.
get over here.
We're just in the corner talking.
who is this?
Monroe.
Monroe.
Okay.
How are
You
you
can tell by
feeling?
how he's sitting.
I was like, huh?
He's injured.
Yeah,
You get any phantom pains?
Captain, you ain't got no legs.
You ain't got
Yeah.
no legs, Lieutenant Dane.
Yes, Forrest, I know.
he scoots himself up, and the cleric that was next to him, he's just like, hey, easy. He's like, I sailed an entire ship across the sea. I can sit up in bed. Get away from me. He's like, okay. He's a fussy one.
That's my captain.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Hey,
So-
that's our captain. I say to the cleric that says he's fussy.
Yeah,
Like a
don't
baby.
disrespect our captain.
Hey, I'm
It's the worst bedside man.
I'm sorry.
Respect your elders.
I respect him. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, I've been up all night helping
Damn
all these
clerics.
people.
Hey, go get some rest. We'll take care of him.
Good job.
Right, we'll do.
You have to respect people that don't deserve your
Scurries
respect.
away. Well,
You must have this many legs.
Hey.
You gotta have.
how's your guys' homecoming?
What? This ain't our home.
Oh, well, how's your trip to Illumia?
I mean, the trip was fine. The landing was kind of rough.
Speak for
Yeah, tell
yourself.
me about it.
You're welcome.
I didn't mean to intrude, but I could hear you guys murmuring from across the room.
Yeah, we were only a few feet away from you.
You are in the bed next to us.
He is
We
sat
could
up
have
at the
been
table.
we could have been more tactful in our.
We're at an impasse. But if you have a group of strong fighters that
Or-
you'd like to
Or
help,
yourself.
Or wisdom to share.
Yeah, if I could walk, yeah, I'd be right there with you.
I could build you a leg.
Yeah. Well, we're all.
Could I just shove a stick?
Ouch. Please don't.
A peg leg, just like a pirate.
Yeah, I guess that's my new look, huh?
Arr.
Oh.
You all have your reasons for being here. I mean, like I said, on the ship. Whatever you need to do is what you need to do. Illumia's not going to stop for you guys. It's going to keep marching, and it's going to keep
Illuminating.
well. The bad's going to keep growing. The good hopefully will keep growing, but it can only grow if it's up to you guys.
It's up to us.
Well, not just you, but
It's
people
up to
like
us.
me.
you. Sure.
Sure.
You can tell, like, when he was speaking on the pedestal before, he was so much more passionate and so much more.
Now he's like half a man.
Yeah, he's kind of broken.
Like he was cut down a size.
We just call him Ro now.
Yeah, I'm just Ro.
Ro.
What's up?
I will say,
I look it up. They have no respect for the disabled.
Ableists.
We were shitting on this guy.
I will say, a lot of people died to get here. So, whatever you do here, make the most of it. If it's finding lovers, mothers, friends, so be it. Fathers. But for you guys, they've been wandering for 10 years.
I know, I just wanted to add that.
I'm looking for my brother. I don't know where he's at.
What's he look like?
We could try to get leads.
Sure.
Tell us about him.
What's his name?
Joe. Ro and Joe.
Francis.
Francis?
Francis
And your
Joe.
last name?
Monroe. Is that-
Oh. Oh, I thought that was your first name.
Francis Monroe.
Francis Monroe. Does he look like you?
Kind
Or
of.
it's been a while, so
Both legs.
It's just like he did.
from what
He
He's a
was
little taller now.
from what you remember.
He was a lot taller than me. I was the short brother. Monroe, like Captain Monroe, isn't even all that short. He's like 5'10". But he was,
And not 6'4". Ugh.
yeah. His brother, he was like 6'3", 6'4", slender.
Oh.
Handsome man.
He
Go on.
My type of man.
Available?
Available?
he fought here
I'm
while
not
I
betrothed
fought.
in this campaign.
He fought over here while I fought across the sea, and I never got to come home. But he's been here the whole time. So
Any idea what he may be up to? Did you? This
No
is your
idea.
home.
Yep.
Where's your hometown?
Pull up the map.
I lived in Ike Steel.
Ikesteel.
North.
Where is that?
North. Very
North? Tip top?
Sounds north.
It's not.
Sounds north.
It's one of the
Chuck it
most
in the
northern
bucket
cities. It
bucket.
borders the Elven District.
I've been around there before.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, like he says Ike Steel, and you're like, oh shit, like that's right next to.
Yeah.
That's like the
Our house,
main
the
town next to the garrison.
Did you know his brother?
It's a big city.
Oh.
Likely not. And I'll be honest with you, if we went there, it was just to get supplies, and then we're back to the garrison.
Yeah.
But we'll keep our eyes out. If we go up north, for sure, we can...
Are you
Stop
planning on
there.
staying in the city? We can send a letter for you.
I
Maybe-
plan on getting myself out of this bed, and I plan on marching myself there.
Okay. Well,
He's missing one leg.
Yeah.
I'll walk over and kind of show my missing arm, and I'll mage hand. There are magics that can help you. It will be difficult, time consuming if you'd like to learn this way.
mage leg.
I was never the magic type.
I wasn't either, but
I appreciate it.
There are really wise artificers that could make prosthetics. Those exist. It's
I offered. He said no.
Or
Well-
in Renora, we had
woodworking
really
and
skilled,
and
really skilled healers that could regenerate.
goodness, really? I can't imagine the cost.
I'm not too worried
An
about
arm
it.
and a leg.
Got him.
Well, I'm already missing one, so I get my leg back, but
We're
I'm
on
missing my
fire
other
tonight.
leg and an arm. That doesn't seem fair.
I could lend you a hand.
But I'm all out.
But I'm all out
But I
after
need
that.
this one.
I mean, I know you guys have your own problems. I've been listening to Koa and Koi. They've been talking about those slavers. There's bandits galore. I've heard this whole place has kind of turned to shit. So much for peace and prosperity.
I know the last time I was here, it was a great place.
Yeah, same. It's a
It really
disgrace
was.
what my home has become, but the people of Hafren, they've kept high spirits. It's something that I can at least appreciate.
They're
Yes.
also nice.
They are.
And they've been really accommodating given the tragedy that washed upon their shores.
Yeah.
I
Seagulls are a bit much, though.
fear you may not.
Yeah, I agree.
You're very loud.
I fear you may not receive such a warm welcome in other places in Illumia. And unfortunately, tragedies are, well, not all that uncommon.
Well, I'm gonna see. Maybe I can get a peg leg going. And if you're serious about making me a fancy doodad leg,
Yeah, I can.
give me. I know it's gonna take some time, but I'll probably be here for a while.
By the next time I see you, I'll have you a nice robotic foot.
Oh, wonderful.
You can do that.
That's why I'm actually looking for my friend, you see? And I start pulling out a bunch of notes.
What
I'm
race is
wo-
Monroe?
I'm
He's
working on a metallic person that will walk and talk and move on its own.
That is fascinatingly complex.
I don't know. I don't know if you
How far are you from completing such a device?
Not too far. I just need a little bit more help from Lampros. He's the pro at it. He's the one that builds all the stuff. I'm just...
How long do you think it would take to build a leg for him?
like a day?
No.
5 hours?
By the time we get back from Necrota,
You have all
Oh.
the stuff to make it.
I mean by the time we get there and back, yeah.
Necrota does have many markets.
It's like 1920s New York City. I can get anything there.
And Lampros
I
might
just
have
know how-
supplies.
He can be, and I don't know if he's like, yeah, I'll have it down in like 100 years.
Oh, yes. That's,
Because he's a human.
Time is nothing but a weird soup anyway. I mean,
Lombro's a human.
Oh, yes.
Monroe is, Monroe
Monroe's
is
a
human.
Monroe is human.
Nikolai has told us many of his inventions that he went into seclusion to make and
No, he
came
told
out.
you.
I thought you were there.
No,
Maybe you were just hovering and left.
she was
No,
there.
she ghosted.
Well, I was still there. By the time you came out, they were outdated.
I mean, yeah, I invented the spoon.
Really?
I think back to breakfast with you using the handle. Does explain a lot.
So many meals I've
That was
eaten
the
are owed
prototype.
to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
I even tried combining it with a fork.
What would you?
What did you call it?
No, you couldn't call such a
A
thing.
foon.
That's clever.
See, it
Combine
sucked.
the two words.
It sucked though because his spoon was just a spoon with slits in it.
Oh no!
That sounds.
I can't even have my cereal. It'd be genius. You'd be able to get the cereal but no milk. Just,
Or
that,
for-
that defeats the purpose of cereal.
but the cereal
you
would get
drink the milk
soggy
afterwards.
and you drink the milk afterwards. Shark Tank.
Ooh,
Bring back the foon.
Anyway, we're off topic.
Well,
We
I was gonna say, if you need to, I heard you talking about people. There's plenty of inns around here instead of the Sandman. There's Crimson Shield, and that's a place that when I used to dock here, I'd go there all the time. I don't know if it's still nice. There's Stray Hound,
The
Or-
mermaid's tail.
no, that's not here.
No.
The Stray Hound is a more rough and tumble one, but Just depends on who you want to find there.
Above table, knowing Hafren, it's not like there's a ton. Like this isn't a place where mercenaries would be. There'd be like a couple, but not like enough to handle.
So
Shiphan's bumble and tumbly.
it used to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna
This
say
is
10
Back
years
when
ago.
the ships
yeah,
could be
Well,
ships.
right
yeah,
now-
10 years ago.
Right
This
now,
is a port
Hafren
town.
is becoming more of a central HUD. It's not huge by any means, but you remember this from your talks with Mel when you're on the wagon ride
Yeah.
here. He said he had to go south because to the east was a bunch of forests, and then to the west the road was just gone.
Yeah,
It like the forest had gone through it, so he was
Yeah.
like, I have to head south now. So a lot more people are heading south to Hafren.
they're being
to
diverted.
then make it to Ratsgate and Pompterstone and all of those cities. Where
It's just like truck stop city.
so Hafren is kind of becoming like a
Draft.
more of a stop.
Walk on.
So it's becoming a little bit more. It's becoming a little bit more populated. You do notice that like now that the day's starting to really start up. It's about 8 o'clock. You do have more armored people coming in. Nothing too crazy into the Sandman's sleep, but you do see a couple of people that are wearing.
It's been a long time since I've been here, so maybe there's more mercenary people than I initially
it's
think.
changed a little bit more because
Gotcha.
I mean you remember it from when it was a port city and it used to be like amazing when like the port was actually open, and
Yeah.
then right when the era of Lost Hope started and right when like Jawwick died, it became like basically a ghost town.
Yeah.
But it started to
Build
populate
back
back
up
up again.
Well, let's hire some bad guys.
We might be able to find more mercenaries here. If it sounds like perhaps things are not as how I remembered. But again, that would waylay us from.
See if
Finding
you have
your
an
friends.
urgent goal.
I have all the time,
You could say that again.
so I'm more than happy to. And I would like to help these people if you are willing to help them. But if it is more important to you, which I completely understand, then I will help you.
I guess if she hasn't died after 10 years, what's another month?
Well, I mean, could be
Once a
everything.
month.
I know. I feel
So above table for me personally. For me personally, like I'm more like let's go to Necrota because we know that we can find people, but more importantly, we can find relations to all of your people.
yeah.
But if the vibe of everybody is like, hey, let's go help these people, I'll go help these people.
Yeah. And as you traveled it. You literally just traveled it. The
Yeah.
road from Hafren to Necrota is pretty strenuous. It's a pretty long haul,
Yeah.
but you also know that it's kind of a HUD for a lot of people to like camp out at. It's not necessarily the safest road. And it's definitely kind of falling apart a little bit, especially towards Hafren. But I mean, you just made the journey. You could do
Yeah.
it again, but by
Oh,
foot,
yeah.
it's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much all I'm doing is asking a work question so I can put that on the back burner.
If
Phillips or Flathead?
Right.
Gotcha. All right, I'm
Lefty
in back.
loosey, righty tighty, I keep forgetting.
I've been going the wrong way this whole time.
if we can help them and get information that we need, I would please want to go to Necrota first. I don't think I can make it on my own.
I would be happy to be the guide.
I haven't been to Necrota, although I've been past it.
Necrota is probably going to be the best chance of hearing word of where your father may or may
I
not
agree.
have been.
It would also be bad business for them to get rid of the slaves, so they'll likely be there when we are able to come back with.
You lot have convinced me that I'm not powerful enough right now.
We can train on the road. Perhaps later, before we make camp, we can spar and I can see your abilities.
Can we still go to the blacksmith?
Yes. Why don't we all gather supplies? You will need enough for roughly 30 days of travel. As a redundancy, I always like to pack a little extra, so I'd say get 40 days worth of food.
Sol and I can trap and hunt. And go hungry some nights. But we can also...
Honestly,
hunt.
I like hunting as well. I think it is important, but the roads how they are, it's good to be prepared just in case you don't have the option of hunting. If you
Well,
need
I
to
took the
run.
forest, so roads will be a good comfort.
As far as currency, do you still it's gold, silver?
Gold, silver, yes.
No.
Food.
I-
Of course.
It-
Yeah,
it's-
It's
It's been 10 years. I don't.
Yeah, Johannes, you're like gold, and then you like check your pockets, and you're like, right.
I'm pulling out
AIDS
coins that are like
pertinent.
hundreds of years old. What?
Those don't count anymore.
Luckily, it's the weight of the gold and silver that matters most. I do look at his coins. Are they Jawik coins?
Well,
From
his are
ring?
from Stark.
Oh, from before, yeah.
Yeah, no, his are from a different like country,
Continent.
Oh,
different continent.
oh, I thought you had brought.
So
Comes
his
from this area.
yours are really old, yeah. Like
Old from his
How old
country.
do you think they are? Like 600 years?
Yeah, like I have coins that I probably haven't used in like hundreds of years. Yeah.
Yeah, his it's funny because I mean with him being as old as he is, he goes like, yeah, these are like from like 40 years, no big deal, and he goes like 1, 2, 3, and each of the faces are just different faces, like not like they
Yeah.
aged, they're just completely different
Our
people.
president.
So it just was always different,
Yeah.
and it's always like, oh okay, so you see like a smudged human face,
Yeah.
an elvish face.
There's an orc on this one for some reason.
I look at all the coins and they weigh about the same, but they're quite interesting.
They should spend, right?
Can't imagine
I,
they
I'd
wouldn't.
take it as a shopkeep.
I hope so. I mean,
Most
coins I have is
gold is gold.
gold.
The only thing is trading in coins of Jawik's reign can sometimes land you in trouble with the wrong people.
But can
With
land
gold
you
as well.
in a pot of favour with the right people.
Correct.
There's some collectors out there. I became friends with an old elder. He was a coin collector.
Really?
I'd love to tell you all about him.
Perhaps we could talk about it on our way to the blacksmith.
He had a
I
rare.
do that with stamps.
He had a rare 1350 Jarwick. There was only 5 pressed.
The double minting?
Yes.
I would say gather what supplies you can. But if you're short on funds, I'll see what I can lend. But find what you need first. And we'll meet at the stables in, say, an hour's time.
Alrighty.
Bing bong.
So yeah, you guys start heading towards the blacksmith. You can hear the chinging of his hammer on the anvil. You see a
Good morning, friend.
oh. 1 second.
Dwarf. He's a dwarf. He's a dwarf. He's a dwarf.
Oh, hello.
They don't like it when you just call them out.
Dwarf.
Yeah, you see this. He's kind of like more small for a dwarf. Like dwarfs are already
He's actually
small.
a dwarf.
He's like smaller even. He's got like coal stained hands like all over his face and whatnot. Welcome to Jocklin Schmucker's blacksmith.
Auckland Schmucker.
Jocklin.
Forgive me.
Jocklin Schmucker.
Mr. Schmucker.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a pleasure to meet
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
you. It's a mage hand. My friend,
Yes.
my friend here is look
Armor.
Sword.
not quite a
Oh.
sword. Do you have
Armor.
you
Sword.
don't have any?
What do you need?
Like,
A sword.
I was wondering if I could see a short sword and long sword, if you have them.
Only the finest. And he goes back to okay, so we got this one here. This one is forged from steel. It's pretty nice. You like
I'll take it. I'll look at it. What check would you like to look at the craftsmanship of it?
Armor check.
Investigation.
Investigation nation.
I've been rolling poorly.
Rolling bad. I see that.
technically, I can make
7.
a sword.
So, I mean,
You can.
it's very good. For you, you're like,
Is it a good sword?
wow, this is,
Do you know
this is pretty
quality?
nice.
I've only ever
Pretty good.
had one sword my
Johannes
entire
will look
life.
over your shoulder and be like, "Ooh,
I'm right. I'm right next to you.
19.
I'm just
19.
Poke him in
You
the
do
eye
see
with
it
it.
is actually very It's very well forged.
Can I try to hold it?
Yes, please. This is the short sword or the long sword?
This is the long sword.
Don't
It's
grab
heavy.
the blade.
It binds to me, and all you see is a radiant light. And, it goes through me, and I turn into this big.
He's the
flaming
king.
creature.
Whoa!
Ah!
Did you say your name was Arthur?
Is that heavy?
It's heavy.
Oh shit!
How does that feel?
Let me try to swing it. Ow, my shoulder.
Perhaps
Baby! And he's gonna take it. Give me it back. You are not worthy.
maybe
Short
a
sword?
short sword for him.
You have a shorter
He's
sword.
gonna
maybe
go.
a
He goes
dagger.
to like grab a steel one, and he's like, and he grabs a different one. And he's like much lighter.
This is made out of paper. Paper mache.
Cool. How much
The
damage
training
does this do?
It can stab, and it's
How
made
does
by
it-
me.
Don't worry about the damage. It's the skill of the wielder that does the damage. How does it feel? Do you feel comfortable wielding it?
It's much easier to hold than the mace is.
Tell me, friend, do you use a shield when you...
I could. I don't have one though.
Do you have any shields?
Yeah, I got shields. You're looking like metal, looking wood, lighter, simpler, buckler.
Perhaps a
You want a
wood
big one,
shield.
small one? What'd you say?
A wooden
Small
shield.
board. Wait, what'd you say?
No, medium shield's fine.
Small
Medium.
one. Wait, a medium.
Can I get a extra large side of shield?
Wait, what'd you say?
I want
Hold the
medium.
straps.
Medium
You gonna
shield.
spray with it?
Can I get a Coke?
Medium. You like a wood one
We're
or a
gonna
metal
use
one?
your
Metal
rewards
one.
today.
Metal
You
one.
wood one or metal one?
Metal one.
Wood one.
I want a metal one.
You
I
metal
want
one?
a metal one.
Oh, you want a metal one? Okay, here.
I think he's having a stroke.
I am. I'm having a stroke.
It's
There you go.
me.
Shield, sword.
How does that feel?
I feel like a church bell.
Does it feel heavy? Do you
Like
feel
you
like
want to
could
ring
move?
it?
I feel like I'd have
No,
a harder
like
time
somebody's
moving than
pulling
I
on his
was
rope.
with the. Actually, I feel like I have about
Is that a good thing?
as good as a chance as I did with the mace in
It's
one
like
hand,
when you say you're
but I'm
drinking
much
the
safer
cane.
with the shield. So it would take a little bit of time to get used to this, though. I mean, yeah.
You'll
it's-
have the time to train
Yeah.
at night on the road before.
Hey, do you take trades? I've got a mace that I could give you.
Let me see the mace.
Just hit
Okay.
him with the mace.
It's from the Luster Garrison. It's been blessed by a priest. Do you know who was at the Luster Garrison?
I don't care.
Eckhester.
Who was it? No.
My daddy.
My daddy.
Is this his mace?
Yes.
Yes.
And you're just gonna give it to me?
Well, for trade for these.
I know craftsmanship, and that's a good mace.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's hollow.
What do you think, friend?
Does he lick it?
It's an okay. He does smell it. It's an okay
He seems
mace.
a little weird to me. I don't know.
It
Well,
tastes
you
like
said
mace.
did he lick it, and all I could think of is like a Rick and Morty. Just
Not for
Good
me.
quality.
Okay, well, we can do jobs around the house. You need.
no. See, how much for the sword and the shield?
Sword and the shield. 15 gold.
Oh shit, that's too much. We can't do that. Maybe we just do the sword, or I could train with the mace, and I could just get the shield.
I assume we did.
I think so.
I think
We're
that's.
just watching this all unfold.
That's a lot of money for just a sword and a shield.
Oh, but it's really good craftsmanship.
It's mine. What do you know, Miss Missy Fancy Pants?
Uh-oh.
I know enough.
You don't know nothing about me.
I can do jobs. Like if you need.
You
your
don't need to do
fruit-
jobs. That's a lot of money.
Furnace cleaned.
Why are you
do
Why are
that.
you doing this to me? I have bills to pay.
Okay, that's a lot of money. He has bills to pay.
Roll whatever you want to roll.
Is-
Roll a die.
Roll to bargain?
That's a lot of money, and you're short and covered in soot.
And you stink.
And you're a dwarf.
Dwarf.
But extra
Give me your
small.
shop for free. Why not, you
A
stupid
17.
bastard?
Did you get? I can't see it from there.
Meets it, beats it. Congrats,
Yeah.
Krista.
Are you persuading? Are you trying to
I'm
intimidate?
not
Nope.
telling him.
Oh.
Nope. Firm. Honestly, if you pissed me off,
Did
it's
you
gonna go up
want?
higher.
Did you want? He didn't want the mace. I'm asking. He didn't want the mace
Like, looking
for
at
any
the
trade
other
value.
stuff in the
No.
shop.
It wasn't his, so he didn't care.
Pointy.
This mace, you can't melt it down. Metal here is at least solid. Might be able to craft another sword.
It
Fresh
looks old.
metal.
It's very old.
That's why you would melt it down.
Yeah, I know.
I can learn how to use the mace just
I
fine.
take a
I just,
cap off
I
the
think the
bottom of
shield.
my
How much
staff.
just for the shield?
And it's a pointy.
5 gold.
I will take it. I'll give you the 5 gold.
You sure?
It's gonna be
I
worth
will.
it.
I'll work. I'll do.
Johannes.
I can carry your bags.
It's fine.
No, you're older and I'm younger. I'm spry.
You'll make it up to
Yeah,
me
and he's
someday.
only got one arm too.
You'll make it up to me someday.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your business. Are you going to get anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right, scram!
Is there anything just sitting around?
Is that how you talk to paying
The sword.
customers?
The sword. It's still on the desk.
He has the sword in his hands, but
You could rob him blind.
There's some other stuff.
there's there's not much. There's like some camping stakes. There's like some nails. It's like very simple ironworks.
I
What about a dagger? A cloak?
Do you know the atomic weight of iron?
I already have
No.
daggers.
friend,
And a cloak.
Yes,
What if I want one?
are you from these lands?
of course I am. Born and raised.
How long have
Yeah, that
you
makes sense.
What?
How long have you been?
How long? What now?
How long have you
Been here?
Hey, you know you'd hear better if you'd just stop interrupting
What?
people.
How long have I been here? About 200 years.
Yeah,
Are you
sounds
interested in purchasing anything? I have a very rare item.
What do you have?
Well, I would want to know if you're interested in purchasing before I reveal it. It is, like I said, quite rare these days.
What kind of metal is it?
Standard metal. It's nothing magically enchanted or anything, but
I'll take a peeksies at it, but I can't promise nothing.
I would take a pizzas.
I'll reach into my cloak and I'll pull out my dagger from the Legion of the Golden Dove.
So you're a friend.
You know where this is from.
And he lifts up his collar and he points at a little sigil
Is it the same
of the
Legion?
Dove. Yep.
You served then.
Yep.
What Legion?
Of the Dove, or I was in,
First Battalion, second.
I was the smith at the camps. I didn't really see any battle.
Friend, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody of the Legion. Dundarian.
I was a part of them too.
The
I was
Dawnblade?
the cook.
Yes. Not for some time now, but
You know each other.
I don't know, but I've heard stories. It's good to have you around. Take the sword.
thank you, friend. Please, for your kindness.
No.
It's all right.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Johannes is gonna like scoot the little like crest he has of the what the fuck are we calling it? The dove?
Crest. It's the crest of the Golden Dove.
Golden Dove. Yeah, he's gonna put the Golden Dove and be like, "Hey, do you know whose this was?
I mean, it was standard issue. Could have been anybody's.
What about somebody who's up north in the woods, who's got long hair and is dirty,
There was a lot of us back then.
but recent?
Are you talking about your father?
I haven't seen very many recently.
Well
but
cut,
no,
I think.
I haven't.
Monroe's brother?
It's all right. We'll hold on to
Oh,
them.
good.
Oh,
good
that's not
one.
my dad.
It
No,
could
are
be.
you talking about Monroe's brother?
No, I met a guy in the woods who gave me this nice crest of the Golden Dove. He's
What else did he give you?
I kind of like
a meal.
You're like holding it up, and I like kind of like motion you like again. Be careful.
You're right. So I'm sorry.
Who
Well, I
knows?
figured he's good people.
Amongst friends, but the town itself is awakening, and we don't know.
Is
who else
that-
might be
They're
watching.
part of the golden.
Is that
we have to
a,
kill them now.
I'll describe it on the
taboo?
road.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, it's
If you guys are traveling, I mean, a couple places. Edith Shortguard, she owns the general store just down the way. You can get supplies.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah.
We will be sure to see her. Might I ask one more question of you?
Yeah.
Are there any stables or wagoneers traveling?
Mullen
from
owns the local stable, but
Is he a friend?
he's friend. A lot of people in this town are friend. Maybe not, but
Thank you.
most people are.
I appreciate your help. To the general store.
Thanks, Uncle Bumblegunk. Or whatever your name was.
Thanks. Ooh-wee, go-ba-dooba.
Now get out of here!
Now get.
Go, get gone.
And then you just, As you're walking, you just hear ding, 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 as he goes back to working.
Uncle Bumblegunk.
Awful man.
What?
I was going to say, interesting.
He gave us a sword for free. Are you kidding?
He came off a little rough.
Yeah, let me hold it.
You have it.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, be careful.
You start swinging. I catch you on the second swing. I'm just like,
Come on.
it is not a toy.
I'm sorry.
Be very careful. We will
You're
go over and practice later. But in town with everybody here, you could hurt somebody. Especially
Sorry,
because
A
there are
little
lots of
orphan runs behind you.
there are lots of children out at 4 a.m. So I get the sensation this is a place with a lot of parental neglect.
It's not 4 a.m. anymore.
You've got
Not anymore,
to
but there
realize
was.
it's been so long since I've hung out with people my age.
Who?
I feel like
Who?
you guys.
Oh, thank you.
No, not.
I just like you.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to mention,
Yes, we are the same age.
Yes.
You look great. I like you more and more each moment.
All
to be
my
honest.
friends are closer to your guys' age.
But we're the same age. You
Yes.
already said
I
it.
was talking about these two.
You betray me? Just kidding.
You betray me?
Just kidding.
I am a bit older than you.
But relatively. Some of the elders.
Compared to
that-
our other
Compared to
friends.
who? Compared to who? I'm a young buck.
oh.
Some of the elders are pushing 4 digits. And like deep into the 4 digits.
Ooh, they caught the 4 digits.
Gotta watch out for the quads.
They like can sneak up on you.
I do. Soon for you, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grandpop is a couple. Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
You look amazing for your age if you're older than us. I thought you were
I'm
the
not
same
that
age.
much older than you.
No, I thought you were the same age as us.
we're the same age.
We're
look,
the
at
same
us. Look at us. A couple of young people.
I'm only like 21, so I'm not.
Oh,
2100. Yes, I remember the 2100s.
Yes.
that's like the same age.
We're the same age.
And you're 18?
Just turned.
Quick point of order before we start wrapping up because it's getting late.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any RP at the shops that you had in mind?
I think before we go to Edith's, let's call it here.
Call it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Edith's an important character. She was in another campaign. I remember the name Edith Shortyard.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I remember the name Barbacoa Bowl from probably Chipotle.
Barbacoa bowl.
But yeah, we will end the session here tonight unless you guys had any final.
No, we're just
Nothing.
walking down the street. I got a new.
I
Talk
reveal
about how-
that I am Johannes' father.
I think while we're walking, having this conversation, I think I am just like pulling you aside and being like, it's about the comfort of the weapon in the shield
Yeah,
in your hand.
I've done a
It's
little
about
bit of
the
I've
balance
done a
and
little bit of training
Yeah.
with wood sword
stuff. Yeah.
Do you need a dagger?
in the courtyard.
Did you see me cut my finger on that dagger in the store? I didn't think it was going to be that pointy.
I did not.
Oh.
But
I'm just imagining, dagger.
No, she was like, tick, tick, tick. Ugh.
but do you need one? I saw you looking at one.
I mean, I have my staff. I was just, I don't know. Daggers can be useful, right?
Miss LaFontaine, do you have a spare?
I do. I have a second. Here you go. I just pull it out.
What if you lose your first?
Then I'll take it back.
Okay. Where should I put this? I don't have a dagger pocket.
Do you like not have any belt or?
She is wearing, so her garb.
Skin tight leather jumpsuit.
No, she
Catwoman.
she has a leather belt, but she doesn't have like
I'll take it and I'll
a
put it in your
dagger
belt.
holster.
Stab it through it.
Yeah, you just the hilt stops it from going all the way through.
I press a
Through
button
your belt?
and my staff.
You might need to
folds in and
loosen
there's
the
a point
knot
it.
on the belt. Give it a little more room. It seems like it might be pressed against you if it's that tight.
Also, if we catch some game, give me a few hours. I could probably do some leather work to get you a sheath for it.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I played
That's
around with some dead
handy.
rabbits on the way up.
You just
Oh.
handed her just a dagger, no
Yeah.
sheath. Nope, you have to hold it. the
Speaking of
whole time.
her attire, though, like she wears like kind of like billowy, baggy, like silky robe type, but like a tunic and pants. Just not what you would think of travel gear.
Sure.
I had more weather appropriate stuff, but it got lost.
Do they look like fine clothes? Perhaps we should find some other clothes while on the road.
Does it get cold?
There are many bandits on the road, and fine clothes tend to attract them.
I want something I can move in still.
I'm sure that's an option.
If the cheap clothes are itchy, I won't wear them. So
I love how Liz is like so polite, and she's like, I'll say it.
I'm not
This
wearing
dude
your.
is
shit.
I'm not
I'll
wearing your
say-
broke ass shit.
I'm not gonna
okay?
step on a fish. Ew,
fucking
first of all.
pores.
The pores.
You say that. I go. Perhaps just a cloak, then.
And a
Over
dagger?
top.
When you go the pores, you see a guy out there. He's like, "Hey, I'm one of those.
I got no legs.
You got-
I
you
got
gotta
no
go-
legs.
Thank you.
I'm one of those."
I would be okay with a nice warm like wool cloak. That would be good.
Just something to cover up your status in clothes. Might
A
be.
wool cloak is that's always too hot.
Well, instead, I thought you were always cold.
It's one or the other.
Oh,
I'm never just right.
is that a quad digit thing?
It's close.
He's got the quads.
The quads.
All right. Well, with that, you
Da-da-da.
guys start making your way towards
Making our way-
the general store, and that is where we'll finish.
General
episode
store?
1.
And Edith comes to the door.
Hello, I've been waiting.
She's actually
pretties.
yes.
Not
no, she's
far
actually
off.
a 100-foot tall giant.
She's a milf.
Big mama.
100-foot tall MILF?
Yeah.
Let's go, bear.
All right. But
Milf Hunter's final
Throw
boss.
you over my
Thank you all.
shoulder. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
No, thank
Bye.
you.
No, thank you. I hope
No.
everyone had a good episode 1.
I did. I loved
To episode 2.
And we're gonna be back.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Same
Truckers.
campaign. Same campaign. This
But if
is
you can't make it, go on YouTube and watch the VOD.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's true.
Get
We
over
do have the
yourselves.
VODs. They come out pretty much weekly, two a week usually. We're really pretty good on that. Thank you to our VOD people.
It's just me.
Welcome.
It's
just me.
It's just
Thanks,
her.
Krista.
Thank
But we also want to do a quick special thanks to White Toe
White
Trading
Toe
Co.
Go.
Thank you very much for your continued support on the channel. If you're unfamiliar, they have great products, apparel, glass steins,
Rocks.
tumblers, coasters,
No.
all tabletop RPG oriented. Check them out. They have their own website. They're also on Etsy. By using the code Gelatinous Noobs, you can get 10% off.
You can copy that from the description on the VOD.
Copy
Thanks
it.
again,
On
VOD
YouTube.
people. VOD person.
The VOD person.
Or forget and donate extra money to them.
Like Evan.
Or hey, just support. That's fine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. See you next time.
But
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.